Today we will be talking about the richest man, Elon Musk. I've written an article, Elon Musk's success to become the richest man of the world, written in his horoscope. In this article, I'm going to be tabulating the parameters for career, business and finance prospects of a native using the Tamil classics and not the Parashar. Tamil classics are more intricate, and they go fine tune the parameters. Now I will read out all the parameters and then compare it with the horoscope of Elon Musk. Garbhashishta planets most important to see with respect to the 10th house, 10th lord. Garbhashishta planets most important to see with respect to Sun and Saturn. In the above parameters, if they are 2, 12 or 6, 8, then the native stagnates, especially the placement of the MCL, the mid-cusp lord of the 10th house with respect to Garbhashishta planets. One is not able to progress and wanders here and there without objects and is not able to gain mileage in profession. The juniors overtake him and the native gets frustrated. MCL of the 10th house between Mars and Saturn in Papkatri Yoga. In Papkatri Yoga or in Rahu Ketu axis, then he gets, he suffers because of the government orders and he can be even jailed. So, MCL of the 10th house is the juice of the career, and if it is an own house with benefics or exalted, then the native starts his career in early life, depending upon the which planet. 10th house of the Rashi chart should not go in the 6, 8, 12 of the Dashmansha chart. In such cases, the native suffers according to the house. Sun and Saturn exalted in Navamsha and Dashmansha placed in the Kendra or in the 9th house or 11th house puts the native at a higher pedestal in life. Then the ultimate is the D6 of D10, which decides how many planets are in own sign or exalted. If number of planets are in own sign, exalted or with benefics, then the native has no problem in his business or career. In case of Elon Musk, the D6 for D10 is the most powerful chart in his horoscope because there are 6 planets which are most powerful and there are total 9 planets, and the other planets are also not placed. Our other planets are also placed well, like Mercury is placed in the Kendra. So all those things matter a lot. Please read my article, you will understand it. Let me give the example of Elon Musk, the richest man of the world. So I will straight away not talk about much about him, straight away go to the chart. The chart is of Taurus Lagna with Saturn and Venus placed in the Lagna. It's the 2nd house of the natural zodiac and Venus is placed in it. Venus and Saturn the 10th lord. So it is a combination for self-entrepreneurship. And the Garbhashishta planets are the soul planets which are the seeds of our life. Whatever good or bad experience is totally dependent upon these planets. They are to be seen in the Rashi, Navamsha, Dashkon, Dwadamsha chart, and they are placed extremely well in the case of Elon Musk. In this case the planets are Venus, and best part is the same. See that they are very close to the Lagna degrees. So in all the Varga charts, Venus will be placed in the Lagna, and it is a very powerful yoga. The Garbhashishta planets are placed well from the required dimensions, as we had discussed above. Saturn, the planet which is responsible for making the person rich from rags, is in Pushkar Navamsh in the chart, and irrespective of the placement, it will give nectar results of highest order. Kalatra dosh for marriage. The sign Taurus is rising, the second house of the natural zodiac, and as per Tamil classic, the native will have minimum 2 marriages due to Kalatra dosh. Since the sign Taurus being the second house of the natural zodiac is the house of the second marriage. Venus forming Panch Mahapurush Yoga in the Lagna, since Venus is in own house. The constraint as per the Tamil classic is that Venus owns the 6th house and the Mool Trikona sign falls in the 6th house. Hence Venus is most malefic planet for the Taurus ascendant, and since it is Karka for marriage, it will disturb his marriage every 8 years. Aspects the 7th house and Karka for marriage, there will be no stability in marriage relationship. Also in the Navamsha, Venus is placed in the ascendant of the Navamsha, works as Karko Bhav Nashaya, and marriages go for do not last more than 8 years. Navamsha Lagna is in Pap Katri Yoga, further adds fuel to the fire for a good marriage. So we have talked about marriage. Now we will go to strong Panch Mahapurush Yoga with strong entrepreneurship. Venus forming a Panch Mahapurush Yoga in the Lagna, since Venus is in own house and Saturn Yog Karka and the Lord of the 9th and the 10th house in Pushkar Navamsha is nectar giving. The 10th Lord MCL of the 10th house, 10th Lord Hindu Lagna Lord Yogi Point, who is in Pushkar Navamsha with Venus and Shri Lagna Lord, both are friends. This forms a very strong Rajyog for career, entrepreneurship and business, a very rare combination. Jupiter placed in the sign of Scorpio, and the Lord is Scorpio of Scorpio is Mars is exalted, Yogi planet, and placed in the Yogi point. Disposer of Mars placed in the Lagna, Saturn, who is again in Pushkar Navamsha, and the Lord of Hindu Lagna, 10th Lord, Yoga Karka, MCL of the 10th house is Saturn. Hence all these three planets are extremely strong. All these three planets are extremely strong. Further, Moon is Vargottam and forming a Gajkeshi Yoga in the Rashi and the Navamsha chart. Earlier career very strong in combination for career because it is Saturn, it is in Pushkar Navamsha with benefics, so he will start his career earlier in life. Earlier career very strong combination for career. The Garbhashesha planets are placed well from the 10th house, 10th Lord, Saturn, MCL of the 10th house, Dashmarud, 10P and Hindu Lagna Aquarius, and the Hindu Lagna Lord. Shri Lagna is Taurus, Karkamsha Lagna is Virgo, Pranpad Lagna is Scorpio. This combination is rare and indicative of a very strong career and a very strong chart. Since the MCL of the 10th house is Saturn and placed in the Lagna with the Lagna Lord, the native would start earning early in life after the age of 12 years, since Jupiter, who is has the declination of 12 and also in transit, Jupiter will reach the natal Jupiter and the native will start to earn wealth. Venus will reach over the natal Venus as per the declination. The year when the native reaches 16th year will give him wealth, and the native will start to earn wealth in huge amounts after the age of 24, 30, 32, 40, 48 as per the declination of Venus, Jupiter and Saturn. 10th house from Lagna is Saturn, 10th house from Moon is Venus, and the 10th house from Saturn is Saturn. These combinations make the strength of the horoscope, and both are placed, all these parameters are placed in the ascendant, very strong to make a wealth in abundance in total life, and the longevity of the profession will be everlasting, since involved in Raj Yogas of immense strength and nectar giving, since Saturn in Pushkar Navamsha and Mars in exaltation, and the Saturn is Yoga Karka and placed in the Lagna. Wealth combinations. Hindu Lagna is Aquarius. The wealth giving point is Aquarius and the Lord is Saturn. And Saturn is in Pushkar Navamsa. So the person will be a multi-millionaire, a multi-billionaire. Hindu Lagna is Aquarius and both Jupiter and Moon forming Gajkeshi Yoga are well placed from Hindu Lagna and the ascendant. The native is born in Shukl Paksh in the Tithi of Shashti. The native is born on Sunday and Sun is placed in the second house and the Karna Lord is Mars who is exalted and also the Yogi planet placed in the Yogi point is a very powerful yoga in the ninth house. Hindu Lagna Lord and Shri Lagna Lord are Saturn and Venus and both are friends and placed in the Lagna. Yogi point Mars exalted and placed in the houses of wealth with Rahu who is a Yogarka. Hindu Lagna of the second house is Gemini and the Lord is placed in the second house in own sign. Further add strength to the second house of accumulated wealth. Hindu Lagna of 11th house is Jupiter Sagittarius and the Lord is Jupiter and aspects the Lagna and the 10th Lord. The Yogi point is the sign Capricorn having exalted Mars and also a Yogi planet and is with Rahu and its dispositor in Lagna makes Rahu also Yoga Karka. The Lord of the Yogi point, Lord of Hindu Lagna, 10th Lord Saturn and the MCL of the 10th house, all is Saturn and in Pushkar Navamsa and is nectar giving. It's a rare horoscope. Ashtak Varga, the 9th, 10th and 11th house contribute 94 and total bindus of wealth contribute 174. Navamsa, Gajkeshi Yoga in the Lagna further adds nectar. The Navamsa Lagna, the strength for making wealth. The 4th house of the natal chart is rising in the Navamsa and the Kendras remain Kendras makes the Kendras even more stronger. While Saturn, the main planet, goes in the 11th house as per Rashi Tula Navamsa makes Saturn very strong. The Dashmancha chart is also strong, but more than the Dashmancha chart, what we have to look is at the D6 of D10. D6 of D10 finds intricacy and because of the time of birth can also change, so I am not discussing the Dashmancha, it can change. So, but primarily if you see the Venus is in ascendant, so Venus will also be in the ascendant in the Dashmancha chart, which will make it a very powerful yoga. As per D6, the Rahu and Ketu are in Taurus, Sun and Mars are in Aries, Moon in Cancer, Mercury in Leo, Saturn, Venus in Capricorn. This is a very strong combination of 6 planets placed extremely well out of 9 planets. And the other planets are also not placed badly. They are in friendly signs. Hence, these planets contribute immense strength because D6 of D10 is the fighting strength for career. So this is all, friends. I just wanted to share that the way you analyze as per Tamil classic is totally different from the Parashar Jyotish. So this is all, friends. I just wanted to share. Thank you very much for listening to me. Have a good day. Bye bye.